Hey guys, Didi Sanchez from Scrappy Gamer. Changed my table around a little bit, so now you can see my other obsession, which is board games. I am going to try to put together the Color Caddy. So this is my third video in reference to my recent order and my determination to become Stampin Up savvy and very knowledgeable with the colors. And so I went out and I purchased pretty much every single pad. So I had to get the Color Caddy because the way that I was storing the few that I had wasn't really helpful. It was in a drawer and then it wasn't where I could see them, so I invested in the Color Caddy. So it just came with this one little sheet of paper which had the different directions in English, Spanish, French, and I think German. Yeah. And then it has the pictures of what it should look like, and it has some directions about what it looks like. So I have not even read these because my husband is always yelling at me how I always try to do things without reading directions, and that's not going to stop now. So the other thing that it came with was a handle. So see, my thing is I know what these things are for, and I will just wing it and figure it out. But so this is obviously the handle, right? Handle. And then there are two rods. Let me get them out of here. Two rods with threading on both sides. So one narrower, one much larger. And then the other one has, sorry, a hook end, right? A little hook. Hopefully you can see that when my shirt is black, you can see it. And it's also got threading here. So the bottom of the handle has threading. So to me, I'm just like, okay, this big size fits there, the little one fits there, I'm good to go, right? Anyway, so I put it back in the box. I'm going to take it back out again and throw the box. Ah, broke the paper. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to flip it over. So, sorry for the noise. And then I'm going to flip it back. Okay. So here we go. That's all the scraps. So there is a top portion, which is a tray. And if you've ever seen the Color Caddy put together, all the ink refills, well, I don't know if all of them would fit, but this is where you would put your ink refills. So that's nice that they provide you a little bit of area, and logically speaking, the handle would be here. So we'll get to that later. Then you have these identical trays, and this is the interesting part on how these trays are going to be put together. So there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 trays. So 12 trays times 4, 12 times 4, 48 slots, and I'm hoping that that covers all of the colors. We shall see when I load it up. Okay. So then you have a lazy Susan, which allows the trays to spin, right? So you can see that spinning there. And that's all one piece. It clearly marks here, I don't know if you can see it, I'll try to put the light towards it, but it basically says that this is the side that goes up. So this is the bottom. And then you also have this foam disc, very thin, and it is a sticker. And what this is the non-slip portion that you put at the bottom so that your Color Caddy won't be sliding all over your desktop. Okay? So, in homage to my husband, I will look at the directions now. But basically, there's 7 steps. So it says adhere the non-stick pad to the base. So we want to turn this guy upside down. So this is the top with the rectangular pieces that kind of look like feet, but they're not. The bottom has that frisbee looking, that we want facing up to us. And let me move it over here. And then the stick pad, we're not covering the center oval because that doesn't really touch the floor or the table. We're covering the outer one. So it's this guy, the outside rim one, that we want to peel off. So as we peel it off, we have the sticky, and so we're going to peel this off. Okay, and now we want to center. So now being, you know, anal, I'm going to have to kind of put down one part of it, hope that I am not too crooked, and have it put down. So now, this bothers me. No, it's okay though. It's nice, you know, I try to get it as perfect around this edge, but basically, you know, you don't want to go over into this area here. So now we have a non-stick. So now if I go like this, it's not going to slide around like if it was plastic, right? Plastic just slides. With this, I have a little bit of friction, and I guess with the weight of the pads, it's really going to make this not move, which is what we want. This additional piece, I do not see any purpose to putting in the center because the center kind of bows in. So being crafty, we will save this for something. We will definitely find, you know, a way to use this, right? Okay, the next part, step 2, is to screw the upper rod into the center rod. So that's the 2 rods here. So the hole is very small, so obviously we want to use the smaller threaded thing, threaded part. So male to female, and we're going to tighten that up as much as we can. I have a little bit of, you know what, non-stick, right? You know what I'm going to use it for? Make sure that I'm holding this guy. Alright, and so, oopsie, there's a little bit of a gap, and I don't know if that's going to be an issue. I really can't get it any tighter than that. So, but that's step 2. Right? See? I don't like that. I went like this and I felt it wiggle. But it doesn't go anymore. Okay, anyway. I don't want this video to be 20 minutes. It shouldn't be that long. So screw the upper rod into the center rod. Done. Place the first pad tray on the center rod. Okay. So I'm curious. Okay. I think we need to address that because right now, base, center rod, and the first step is saying to place the second pad tray on top of the first and so forth. It doesn't mention the base. So really what you need to do is, if you look at the base, there is a divot right here that I hope you can see. I'm looking at the video and trying to make sure that it's not glaring too much, but I don't want to me this looks like it's in the dark. I don't know if you can see anything, so I'm trying to look. So both right here, there's a little bit of a squarish hole. So if you take the rod and you put it to the center of this hole, as you bring it down, that rod fits perfectly into that rectangular space. So now we have the base with the rod. Okay. That is not listed here as a direction, so that's interesting. So I'm glad we're doing this. Place the first pad tray on the center rod. So, like I said, they're all identical. So, but you know what? Being anal, I'm going to turn it upside down, take the first one, slide it down, and then, boom, there it goes. It's there. Okay. Now what? Place the second tray on top of the first so that the notches on the second tray click into the ridges on the first tray. Alright, so put this on the side so we can just look at these trays so we can understand what's happening. Okay, they look identical, they look symmetrical, and they are. They're raised pieces, raised ones here and here. But on this side we have flat. So flat, and it goes in. So if you see that, right? So what you're doing is you're going to be alternating. So I have a raised one here. Let me lift this up. I have a raised one here. Maybe I shouldn't have been wearing black. Sorry. Okay, see the raised peak right there? What I want to do is when I bring this down, let's do this here, I don't want the peak to be there. I want to actually turn it 90 degrees. See that? So now our peaks and our mountains are going to be alternating so that we can create that space that we need. Okay? Let's see if you see that. Understand it one more time. So, just to hold this up. There is a peak over here, and on this side, it goes in, and the peak is over here. So more out, it's a valley here, peak, and then the valley. So it's all opposites. When I bring the tray down, I bring it down. I'm not going to be able to do much if it's valley to valley. See what happens? It just sinks right in. So what we're doing is we're actually turning it 90 degrees, and that's going to create that stagger. So let me put this back in there. And once we have that stagger, we should be able to make sure that it doesn't even click. It says something about clicking in the notches and clicking the ridges into the ridges on the first tray. While I'm pressing down, and I don't hear any clicking, that's okay. So now again, we're going to take this down, and I have, try to bring this back here. I have a valley, right, over here. So when I bring it down, I don't want to bring the same thing down. I want to rotate it 90 degrees. Yeah, wow, this is super easy. That's why we didn't have. So now, as long as they're opposite, oh, there was a click there. So that's interesting. Okay, and then we're going to keep, so we're going to have to rotate this one to put this guy together. And then, again, I'm going to rotate, and it's going to go together. Okay, good. And we're going to do this 12 times. I don't know if I'm going to have to speed this up. Probably not. It's relatively quickly. So some will snap when you put them in, and I don't know if that's just a irregularities in the molding of this. This is a molded plastic, but there is a little bit of a notch, so they do set into each other. So I'm just rotating this out, and there we go. Get the notches in. There we go. There we go. Okay. So to make sure that all the things fit into the little square, the little rectangular notches. That looks good. And again, I have 2 more. Here we go. And again, there we go. So if it's slightly off, with a little bit of fuss, not much fuss rather, not with no fuss at all, they will be able to fit right in. So there you go. And then the last one we'll put in of the trays. So here is our caddy, pretty much assembled, super quick. The last thing that you want to do is to continue to add all the trays, that's step number 5, until all 5 are in their fully expanded position. So the hills and the valleys provide that space for the inks. And then the last thing is going to be to place the last one, which is the tray. Place the refill tray on top of the last pad tray. So there are hills and valleys here, and the tray has some little feet that are there. So we're going to place that there. And we see, hopefully you see, a little bit of the screw, which seems kind of short, but I'm pretty sure that on the bottom it's dropped down a little bit. So we're going to get this screw started. I might have to move this for a minute. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, see, it dropped. So as you were doing it, the screw dropped relatively low. But if you go underneath, you can push the screw up a little bit. And then now you can easily get this started. We will screw it nice and tight. And there are little ridges on the bottom of the handle, and there are little ridges on the tray. So there you go. This is our caddy. Right? Screw the handle onto the upper rod until it clicks. So let me see. I keep going. Oh, I am feeling that it's making it tighter. So yes, keep going, and in the bottom, if you feel this little piece here, the little indented piece with the little rectangle where the silver rod bent, you can feel it tightening up. So yes, no, that's important. And you start to feel resistance. So keep going, and then see, I can almost not turn it. I'll do one more turn. Now it feels nice and secure. I could probably get another 2 turns out of it, but since we're dealing about plastic, let me do one more turn, and there you go. Awesome. There we go. So perfect. So now our pads, let me take these guys out. our pads can go right in here. And so, let's see, how do they go in here? Maybe not. Maybe this way, maybe not. Okay. Alright. I'm having an issue. How do they go? Okay, that's how they go. So what I will probably be doing is, once I've labeled all these guys up, so there's a piece that comes down on our ink pads and a piece that's flat. What I'm feeling like is that you have to kind of see that there's a couple of lips. You want to be past this lip over here, and you want that bottom one to drop down there. That's how I feel like they're sitting the best. Okay, I tried to put them the other way. Let's see. No, see, when I try to do it the other way, it doesn't seem to want to go in. It won't stay properly. So we want those backs to be that way. So let's see here. This is the I don't know. Okay, I'm having an issue with this pad. Okay. Let's see here. So this is supposed to be helpful, and it is. You saw how this is put together, but I'm seeing that this pad is giving me a hard time. I don't know if it's the plastic or what exactly is going on with this Marina Mist, but I want the pads to sit in there, excuse me, where the little teeth that come up are kind of in the front of it, so that they don't slip out. Because remember, I need to carry this. And if I go like this, I don't want pads to be flying out. If I put this guy in here, the one that's bothering me, he has, you know what, let's open him up and see if it's the same thing. So we're gonna crack open one of these guys. Okay, so now this is without all of that accoutrement. We're gonna see, oh, much better. Okay, this plastic was giving me a hard time. So I would be putting all of my pads in here, doing this somewhere in between my video, because I actually was wrong. So yeah, when I was showing you the part and I said, oh, that little thing goes in the back, actually it doesn't. So you know what, when things just rub you the wrong way, you gotta kind of look it up. So I went to the catalog, because yeah, things were holding in place because I still have the plastic on there. If you go to the catalog and you really want to take a look, it's on page 178. And I noticed that the divot down here actually points to the front. So it doesn't really stay, but that's mostly because of the plastic. I think I was trying to force it too much to the center of this column here. I felt like that's where it needed to be secure. But again, I was wrong. And so we learned from, you know, trying things out. So once you take them off, I was trying to push it too much this way, which is why it was giving me a hard time. But I just center it right between, it holds, it goes, boop, falls right in. Beautiful. So I just wanted to add that in, and then the video will keep on going because I kept going. So anyway, I hope this was informative. I hope this was helpful. You know, sometimes we see products and they may look like they're intimidating, and I like to do the how-tos at home. I'm a handy dandy girl, and so I figure, why not? Let me show you what to do. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, again, crafting is not a spectator sport, so we need to get our hands dirty, and organization is going to make that so much more easy and so much more fun. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments or you have anything you'd like to say about the video or any questions, please leave so in the bottom comment section. And again, I will give you a whole bunch of links to my website, the Stampin' Up information, the Paper Pumpkin information, all that stuff that we're trying to promote as Stampin' Up demonstrators. And remember, I'm local to Glendale, New York, so if you are in Queens and are interested in anything at all, please give me a quick little shout out. Again, thanks for watching.